am the light of the world.
You make the darkness.
ne covid tafaayo oba
Even
ofa oba
COVID
tofa
doesn't mind whether you die or
naye
not.
katonda ono afaayo.
Silence fear.
Don't give up on your life. Don't give up on your faith. Keep trusting God. Because while we're yet sinners, Jesus Christ died for us.
Jesus is going to find you at the point of your needs.
Where God is channel of blessing. I was young and I'm now old. I've never seen a righteous person forsaken or his children begging for bread. Friends, Jesus is the answer that we drive people to.
Jesus, you make the darkness tremble.
Hello everyone, good evening. You are very welcome to the YoTime show. Now, to remind you for a little bit, the YoTime show is proudly sponsored by Gaba Community Church. And here at Gaba Community Church, we are Christ-like people transforming society. Also, before we proceed, I would like to encourage you to follow the Gaba Community Church Facebook page. It's Gaba Community Church, the Instagram page, Gaba_church. Also, you could check us out on Twitter, Gaba_church, as well as YouTube, Gaba Community Church. Also, I would want to encourage you to please keep coming to church. These days we have a fourth service, which starts at 12:30. Maybe just a lineup from the first service. The first service starts at 7:30. The second service is at 9. The third service is at 11. And then the fourth service starts at 12:30. So today, like I've told you, you are very welcome to the YoTime show. And we have a panel of a lady and two gentlemen, which we have on the show today. And we are going to be literally having a conversation. And the conversation we are literally going to have today is on...
adulting.
On what?
Adulting.
On?
Adulting.
All right. Okay, so like they have said, the conversation we are going to have today is on adulting. But maybe if before we indulge into the whole conversation, we would like to introduce ourselves. Guys, let's start with you.
Maybe before we introduce ourselves, let me ask Lydia to pray for us. Yeah.
Father, I want to thank you for this time that we are having today, Lord, as we are sharing. Lord, I pray that may your will be done and may everything that we may talk about, may it be according to your will, and let someone learn something and pick something. And also us, as we are talking and having this conversation, let us all benefit. And in Jesus Christ.
Amen.
I
Okay.
pray,
And as
amen.
ladies first, of course, as always.
Yeah. All right.
Take the honors.
Ladies first,
Of
yeah,
course,
introducing
Introduce
yourself.
yourself.
Hi, my name is Lydia Najuko. What else?
What do you do?
What do you do?
I'm a social worker. I work with Africa Renewal Ministries, and I'm a program officer. Yeah, and I also serve here with the youth ministry.
Okay.
Yeah,
Maybe since we are talking about adult, are you an adult?
of course,
Oh, wait.
above 18.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, people like to ask if you are dating. So, do you want to share that precious information?
Now you first introduce yourself.
Oh, okay. Let me introduce myself. My name is Emmanuel Kasomi. I work in many capacities, but mostly the work that I do is digital content creation. Some call it digital marketing, others call it content marketing. Yeah, so I do work in that field. I also serve with Gaba Community Church as a worship leader and also as a youth leader. And I'm glad to be on this panel with these very familiar faces.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
My name is Kezal Edward. I do IT work, basically web development. I also do consultancy work for PHB. It's an NGO. And I do freelance photography and film. Yeah, that's basically it.
All right.
Creative.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sometimes creative is narrowed down. People would want to know which. Yeah. You have to be specific sometimes.
Okay. Okay. My name is Sechiti Isaac. I'm a lawyer by profession. I am a youth leader at Gaba Community Church. I also lead worship right here at Gaba Community Church. I love working with young people. And yeah, basically that's all about me. And I am an adult. Yes. So
I can see.
yeah, we will delve straight into the conversation of adulthood. Yeah. So maybe the first question I would strike, and anyone can pick it on. Yeah. All right. I know you guys here are eager to pick on the questions. So, what if you hear the word adulthood? Yeah. Apart from being 18 and above, what other form would you give to it?
When I hear the word adulthood, I think the first thing that comes in my mind, apart from being 18 and above, is responsibility.
Okay.
You know, it's I mentioned your mind. So you may have a different perspective, but the first thing that comes to me is being responsible, having responsibilities. And it's not, and I think it's also should be from a place where you're above 18, because you could be 10 and you have responsibilities, of course. But yes, but when you're above 18 and you have responsibilities, you're taking on responsibilities, I think that better describes to me what adulthood is.
Okay. All right. Lydia, do you want to say something on that?
I agree with what he has said. It's basically the responsibilities that come with the age
Yeah.
above 18. Yeah, I would just agree with what he
Okay.
has said.
So previously, Lydia, I saw your Instagram and you were asking a question about
I also saw by the way.
about being an adult. Yeah.
So I didn't respond. I saw it late. Like I saw it after people had responded. You know how Instagram has that case. So that story disappeared.
Yeah.
I just kept on seeing answers. Yeah.
Meanwhile,
So-
they could put a Instagram handle. She puts
Yeah.
nice content.
So Lydia, what are some of the answers you got when you when you posed that question?
Adulting is a trap. But
Okay.
That's true.
it's a trap, and I think why they say it's a trap,
Yeah.
you know, when you're young, you want to be grown up, you want to act like okay, so you're all grown up, taking up responsibilities. You know, when you're a teenager and someone calls you a kid, you're like, ndi muntu mukuru.
Exactly.
Yeah?
I want to be big.
And when you grow up, then reality hits you like, it's not what I thought it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Emma, how was your experience like realizing that you are now an adult?
Okay. First, I would say that being an adult, you grow into it. As age goes by, you actually start realizing that nkuze. So one of the things that I've started realizing as I'm growing as an adult,
Yeah.
is I need to first of all share what I have with the younger people.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's something that I personally am trying to be intentional about as an adult. As I'm growing, into adulthood.
Embrace the word as an adult.
Because when you say an adult, people might be thinking, go achikuba. No. So one of the things that I've appreciated, or I'm trying to understand, or that as I'm growing, I'm trying to really think about critically is how do I share what I have or what I know.
Yeah.
And then also another thing that I've noticed recently is that very funny how, not funny, but it's actually eye-opening how the younger people, the teens, okay, let me talk about the teens. They look up to us. Yeah, they
Yeah.
do. They look to you, they expect you to be a certain way.
Exactly.
They actually sometimes they might hear something you said and maybe they learn from it. Also the kids, I have kids at
They
home.
actually called you uncle. Uncle
Exactly.
Emma.
Yeah, and I tell them, no, don't call me Uncle Emma.
And
The only people who
the
call
word
me-
uncle comes with responsibility.
Yeah, you know.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Respect and responsibility.
So yeah, so for the kids, even like kids at home, we have kids at home, Adonai, and they see what you're doing and they replicate it.
Yeah.
So it has taught me somehow to also learn to be intentional about how I work and not just do things for because balabida kunze. So those are the things that I've learned.
Okay, balabida kuye. Uncle, okay. All right, so maybe I would want to strike another question. Did you guys fall, there is a process of, like Emma has described it, going through a process of being an adult, like you're 18, 19, and you start realizing that you're an adult. But then there are people who fall into it, like they wake up one day and they're like, my good, like, has it ever struck you, like hard in the face, that I am now an adult and you're like, you're confused, yeah? Like you're like, you know that feeling. Does it happen to you?
I think let me say something. I think when I turned 18, I knew I was an adult, but I didn't really have a lot of responsibilities, so I didn't know what an adult meant. Like it didn't come with the weight. You get. So I was just excited. I was 18, but I was still living at my mom's. She buys the food. I don't have this sense in me. Okay, maybe let me buy the food today. Oh, let me buy the toothpaste.
Yeah.
It gets done and I'm like, Mom, the toothpaste got done. You get? Yeah, exactly. I went down ninja. Yeah. So watagula, but when you sometimes and then when you grow a little bit older, it dawns to you that man, now you're not only growing, now you're aging. Like you're going old.
Like
now.
at what age?
I'm 25 now.
Yeah.
And being 25 now, I have a feeling in me that I'm growing older. Like I'm very close. Our pastor usually says, you're closer to your death than So sometimes we young people think we have a lot of time.
Birth.
Exactly. I don't know. I may die at 75. I don't know. Yeah. But then it dawns every time I think that I'm 25. Next time I'm gonna be 26.
Okay.
And I'm like, man, I've grown. I've grown. I have friends that are married. You see?
Scary.
I have friends that have kids.
Scary.
Exactly. So it's an eye opener. It's an eye opener. I think it comes to different people. It comes different at different ages. Some people really have responsibility at 18. They are the mother and they're the child. Yeah. Sometimes people just tend to grow a little bit more older. But to me, I think it was about at 22. I was like, now I think I've grown and I need to step up my game.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Lydia, do you have an experience in that regard?
I think after campus.
It
That
dawned
was the
on you.
first time.
Exactly.
Okay.
The second time, on my 25th birthday. I think you remember.
Yeah, I do.
Depression, responsibilities fall in your face. Your friends are getting married. Poor Lydia, you're single.
Okay. Yeah.
I know.
Your friends are buying land. You're like, good. That's the result I have.
That's an issue.
Yeah.
That's an issue. That's a very good point.
Pressure.
Pressure. People have savings accounts.
Exactly.
Same age
And they have
and-
some millions on there.
Yeah, so I think
Whoa.
on my birthday, my 25th, I felt so bad. Not that because I've grown up, but the reality hit, and I'm like, what have you done with your life?
Exactly.
You're 25. You
Yeah.
have nothing,
Actually,
And
that's
I think for us girls, because we stay home, our culture until marriage.
exactly.
So maybe it's harder for the reality to hit.
To strike.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we are home, until marriage, that's when you live, but still, there are certain things, yeah.
Okay. Now that you talk about that, I want us to dive into the pressures of adulthood, yeah? Lydia has talked about marriage, land, those things. What are some of those pressures you have experienced as an adult, growing up? I will start first.
You could start, please.
I can start first. I think one of the things that has that pressured me at some point, like I'm starting to calm it down a little bit, tune it down, but it's still not yet like down low. It's the ability to make money.
I knew it.
Cash.
I think it's one thing that
You
we all
guys.
share in common.
You
It's one
guys.
thing that we all share in common.
Make money.
Gosh. You know, when growing up, when you become an adult, yeah, you realize that money has power. Yeah.
Exactly.
And then you
It
realize,
is an enabler.
it is an enabler. And then
Like
you
an
realize,
enabling spirit.
exactly. And then you realize how much you can do when you have that enabler, which is cash. Yeah? So for me, I think that is one of the things that
Struggling.
yeah, I'm still struggling with it. I don't want it to push me, but you guys, every time I wake up in the morning, I'm like, gosh, wherever you are, I am coming for you.
For you.
So anyway, yeah. So that's mine. I don't know, you guys.
Okay. Well, for me, I don't know if it's a pressure. I don't know if it's okay. It's not something I've really given a lot of thought.
Yeah.
So as you know, as a boy, as you grow up, you have to leave your parents' home, right?
Yeah.
When you look at your friends, like your friends are like Babida Bokai. They
They're
are renting.
renting.
They are staying in apartments in Muyenga.
Yeah.
Hello,
you know,
Kezala.
Driving.
Kezala.
Yeah, they so I remember at some point I talked to my friends. I told them, no, I don't want to go out. I first want to save money, like
And then
establish myself very
So
well.
send it
And
as
then
yeah.
yeah.
Sengate
So for me, so that so I asked people. I've asked friends of mine. There are people who've told me actually for them, they've only gone out from their parents' home when maybe they are a few months into marriage. Some of them maybe, actually there's a friend who told me that he went out of the parents' home until they got, like at that point, like when they were like almost in marriage, or
Okay.
like on that night, that's when they went.
that night.
Yeah, so even the other people told me, someone else told me they didn't feel the pressure to leave until at the point when they knew that they were going to get married. So they were like, okay, I think now I can leave. So for me, I don't know if it's a pressure, but it's something I've thought about. And I have the ability to leave my parents' home. But then it's not something that I've allowed to pressure me. But of course, it has been a pressure in a way. Yeah.
Keeps knocking at
Yeah,
the back of your
I
head.
think about it. I'm like, okay, I think I should leave at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
So when do you think you should,
should
leave?
leave.
Because you've
As
said
me,
some
eh?
people. Wait.
Yeah.
You said some people said you could leave when you're about to get married,
Yeah.
or when you're done with campus,
Yeah.
or now you have 2 jobs, you're financially stable, or your company is ziweze. So for you, when do you
So
think
for me, when I'm going
To you,
to,
according to you.
according to me,
yeah.
there are certain financial obligations that I have to first fulfill. When I fulfill those obligations, wait, before you step in, there are certain, yeah. So that one would say the whole okay, in the center, you've already planned out how
The
the
cash
income
was-
flow is going to be.
Exactly.
So what we interview byendio kumaliriza kale si bye nabitandiseko already. So ebinagwayo
That's good.
awo nja kukola ki. Yeah. And actually, I tell my parents about it. I'm very open to my parents about all my plans, so they know. So it's not like, yeah, they know anytime. As soon as those obligations
And
was
done.
equal.
Eh.
Unaenda Canaan.
Okay. In circumstances where those financial obligations are not fulfilled, yeah, nga sente zibuze,
Or they take long actually than you anticipated.
nga sente zibuze, or they take longer than you anticipated, would you still wait to leave?
Every goal, every goal
Has-
there's always what we call you retreat and you recalculate. In battle, you retreat, you group and be like, let's category plan in that. So that you even now, your possibility. Let me go back and retreat. Think out how best I can go about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even it goes back to I can get a cheaper place. I can get a, it's always about planning better. But it's not like, everything. I'm
Plan.
going with the flow. I'm going with the flow.
Okay.
Yeah. Next Chuka, retreat, re-strategize, go back and attack.
Okay. So let me strike another one. So you know that at one point we were once teenagers, yeah.
Exactly.
and then we struck 20. Yeah? Now we are all above 20. So maybe let me start with Lydia. Let me strike you. So, so Lydia, what are some of the realities you have come to in terms with as an adult now that you thought they were far away from you when you were like a teenager?
Maybe we can also talk about the good things. The good
good-
things. Like, what are those like, wenkuze,
Chechino
Candy
chirunji.
some things, like good things that you think you can
That's
say.
actually, yeah, as you
Yeah,
grown up, you
I
have,
think they can be next inside.
Yeah, you can.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you know how we were once teenagers, yeah? Come on, general fantasy. You'll go to campus or call a degree of no mulimu, like you get it.
Mako gokwira
But now-
ogule motoka.
Hey, like you get it. Fantasies, yeah.
Exactly.
Now here comes 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, yo. Huh? Now you have to come into terms with reality, yeah? The things that are far away from you when you are a teenager. So what are some of those things you have come to in terms with? Maybe you can actually help some of our viewers who are watching us and they are heading where you are, where you are. Realities.
Still thinking.
Still
can't
thinking.
go.
Okay.
I think the number one reality that you get to realize when you become adult is that big people always don't have money.
Yeah, actually
Exactly.
true.
When I was young, like look at my big brother, and I like so compare you Olukumi. You get, and he says he doesn't have. I'm like, how can you not have money?
Money.
Like, how can you not have money? Like, you talk to your parents and they be like, I don't have money. And you feel like, okay, I think these people are lying
Don't
me.
like you.
And sometimes you cry and you cry. Mzade nena anyigiza naga wanangu, mwana. Kamuche
Yamuwe.
so wedde.
Eh.
So wedde. But I think that exactly.
Muwe kuza sako. Auntie.
Yeah, I think when we grow up, we realize that big people always don't have money. It's money is not. Maybe they could have the money, but then it's allocated to different things.
That's
you
true,
get?
that's
So
right.
that's one thing that I realized, that sometimes people come to me, I'm like, man, I don't have money, and it's the reality. So
And it's true that you don't have
and
the
people
money.
Be like, hey, she's so sente.
Yeah.
Sometimes they be like, okay, Edward, anyimia sente, you get. I'm like, but I don't have the money. I don't have the money.
And
now.
even if you have the money, it's for something.
Exactly.
Uh-huh.
Yes. No, like when I say I don't have the
It's
money,
not
it's not like you don't have the cash, but
Eh.
it might be budgeted for some other things.
Responsibilities.
Exactly. So and you're not willing to spend. This wasn't budgeted for. And the other thing is also with budgeting. And also the other thing that I realized, I think it's not more of realization. I think it came along with me growing up, is having to consider that, okay, my mom really doesn't have to ask me for money. I have to give her, because she doesn't have, but then you give her. Yes, you give her, be like, oh, mom, I don't want to call it pocket money. Kind of like the wife says, like, let her use it for whatever she wants.
Yeah.
If she doesn't want to spend it, like let her just have that money. Like,
So, yeah, I liked how you talked about budgeting. Maybe but one thing that when you talked about budgeting, I remembered, I think back then, before, okay, what Walker said, Awotoka, as you're growing up and you start making some money, yeah?
True.
When you usually start making money, you're not really, you're making money. It's not like you're thinking about, let me do this, let me buy this, let me buy this. When I started making money, as a like campus, there, year one, ngegwako year two, nga sente nali sina nje bazikozesa, truthfully speaking. Nga I used to happen. I used to buy what I wanted. When Saturday money
what do you mean
came,
happen? Happen.
happening,
In which
like
context?
Going
In which
out,
context of going out?
Going out with my friends,
You
yeah,
be
going out
specific
with
now. And clear.
going out, out.
Yeah,
I
okay.
used to just buy because I usually nali sina new plan when it came to
Yeah.
money.
Yes.
Na sente bwezija kyonna ekiba kiriwo awo mu kaseera ako
Tugende ko out after service.
nga tugenda
Exactly.
sikucha service totugenda tulina okugenda out after service sikiinaako buzibu naye usually before it was always like that. When money comes in, I do what I want. Like I usually thought, what don't I have? Sina chino. When this salary comes, ngenda gula chino. So that's how it always was before. But now that I am growing, that I've hit my 20s and now that I've in my 20s. But now that I'm growing, I'm realizing that when you get money, you have to plan. Tumalaga cause it's you know, so that's something that I've embraced. Also, another thing, growing in my 20s that I have noticed is I need knowledge, or I need to know things.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, this is why. Because I'm always at home. There are kids at home. I told you about Adonai. There's another kid. She's called Raihana. They usually ask me things. What does this mean? Why can't I do this? What do you mean by this? Why do you do this? Why is your room dirty? Why? They usually ask you questions. Why can't I have this? Why can't I turn on the laptop? Why don't you give me your phone? So they ask me things. What does this mean? What does that mean? So now that they're asking me, some things they are tough. Also because I have told you so. Your uncle, that is it.
That's it.
Yeah.
You
go.
dictate.
Go. Yeah. So as I'm growing, I'm realizing that I know things, I'm learning, so that when Adonai wanakula iyo ngakuze ngafuso mvuvuka, so that mbako bye mugamba wanekati wambuza what does Jesus mean, or what does this, why do we do this? Munyonyore for his context as a child, even for the young people, for the younger people. By the way, this is why you cannot do this, because it's like this and this and this. So that's something that I need to. I'm trying to just to knowledge, so that you know.
Okay. You can even tell them the books. Sometimes we also need the knowledge, bro. Yeah, exactly. It's okay, Lydia.
You're ready to strike, Lydia?
No, I'm just riding
supplement,
on his
okay,
point. The knowledge thing. I remember when I was still young, you know how you can look at sharp people, maybe they're adults or something, and they're really sharp. You know the way they are talking, they know things, politics, whatever is going on. I'm like, why do they know everything? About finances, about what's happening. Not even just that. People's skills, they just know everything. They are sharp, and you're like, me, I want to be like. I used to think about Babazala, but but growing up, I realized that actually, you put that information. That's how it's able to come out. You read. For me, I like reading random things, not really books only. Articles about different topics, stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think we should also talk about the good things about growing up.
Probably. For me, my reality about adulthood is a humbling experience. Yeah. Ova like
VH2.
VH2. Like at some point in life like you're living a mysterious life. I'm the coolest kid on the block.
With the cool kids.
Yeah, like Wokula. Like when you become an adult, if you like, they are no longer part of your worries. Yeah, and I feel like for me, that has also been a reality for me. Yeah, that ovamu mwedi world yokuvedanga. Olimbia kweraga like over gundi andabe like petty things.
That's actually where Paul says when I was a child, like I behaved like a child. Like I was a child, I was doing childish things, but now you're big now.
Yeah.
You ought to do things for big people.
If you katindo bibam, so I left that realm. Like I no longer want to waste my time on things that are like gundi andabe, gundi anagamba tia, like bichi.
I think the maturity, because you may grow up, but the maturity, what level of maturity are you on? Because you may
Okay.
be 30, but you still think like
Go-
showing off, buying cars, you're broke, no savings, nothing. You're living in an apartment.
So do you think it's a reality that you can actually be an adult, but you're not mature?
Yeah.
Maturity and
Yeah,
adulthood.
exactly.
Let's go there.
Yes, I think that you could be an adult, but you're not mature.
Mature.
Yeah.
And what are some signs of maturity? Like, what are those things that you can say?
Uh-huh.
Immature. I need nice
Atulaze mature.
That's maturity.
Yeah. What are those signs? Or even actually, you can even point out the other signs of childhood. What are those things that we can highlight and say?
Mbere yekito.
Eh.
Muntu, I feel like if someone is an adult, ng'akyakola ebintu by'abaana be, gundi adabe, gundi
But
simanyi-
how do you discern?
anti
How
kati
do you see
kikubeera mu mutima gwo kati gwe weegaging like you gauge.
So we can
Gwe
say that
weegaging.
omuntu asobola yabeera akimanyi munda muli ebintu byakola.
yaba akimanyi mbu ebintu ali mu banda be okitegeeze
Naye nga tamanyi nti
banandaba
byakito.
batya nga simanyi banandaba batya nga nkoze bwe nti childish things
Yeah.
ebyo twabikola ebyo me I feel like ebyo ndowooza we do those things nga tukyali batiini like we have an opportunity to do
Yeah.
those things nga we are still teenagers
Yeah.
but gundi eggwawo
Yeah.
that I feel like that point should elapse as long as you become an adult.
Yeah, I
You start
think-
being
yeah.
serious with your life
Maybe,
and
yeah. Maybe what I can add on to that about the maturity, I think as a growing up for me, of course, as a teenager, I used to have that. I wanted to fit in. First of all, I wasn't the cool kid, honestly. Even in my high school, like Twali, we used to walk. I had my two friends. One was called Sempija, one was called Masembe. We were book nerds, we were not like cool kids. So as I got out, as I grew up, I felt that timidity. Just I want to fit in what, Ne twagenda mu TLT, yeah, ne nkolamu omulimu. So inavayo, even like as time went on, what's changed for me when it came to maturity was, waliwo ebintu ebimu byendaba nga maybe nyizo laba Kezal, nyizo mulaba kati waliwo ebintu byemnyizo laba ne ngamba I will not bow or I will not feel pressured to be like Edward.
yeah.
Because I know my finances. I will not feel pressured to be like Edward, maybe because I'm like, what, I clothes don't define me. Yeah, I don't have to try to to impress. So I would say for me it's chinyambika chindaze okali ninga akuze. Ndaba akuze mu kubanga no, I won't bow to these pressures of trying to fit in, trying to be among this clique, or trying to be, like that. There was that season of my life. I lived it. I know how that is. But then as I'm growing up, even those people you think are cool in quotes, sometimes when you go into their circle, no
Issues zaabwe nabo. Everyone has issues,
oyinza osanga ng'oba ayambala wati oba ali wati naye nga alina ebintu byekale oba bayinza obba kale money issues nogamba naye nga tojoyambala ya mitwalo 3 lwaki bakubanja sente weziti lwaki oleka oli akuddukira emitwalo 5 nga toya mitwalo so meaning they have so waliwo ebintu njize buyizi kimpa okuyiga negamba so I shouldn't try to fit into their world just because they are a certain way, you get? Yeah. So that's my sign of
I
maturity.
think from an inner perspective, like Ngojeko, what people could see and judge whether you're mature or not, I think from an inner perspective, for you to judge for yourself, I think one of the most important things is being able to reason well, step out for a moment and reason. Consider the challenge, consider the reality, consider what is said before you, and then make a decision. Exactly. Okay. It may not be the perfect decision, not in the sense of right and wrong. It may not be the most accurate, but being able to judge for yourself and be like, okay, this is what I want. Like when we're in school, when I was in school before, my parents were like, oh, you go to this school. But then when they realize you're growing big, now they're going to start being supportive. You go,
Exactly.
now what do you want? Now I want to do engineering. Okay. What about this one? And then you start to reason. Why do you want this? Exactly. So you have a reason why you want this. Not because it's a cool thing or
yeah.
but that's
Cool
where your passion
school.
is. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's where your passion is. So that's, I think, for me is the ability to be judging, like to judge things, to reason clearly for yourself, is determines helps you to determine your level of maturity.
Okay. All right. So I want us to talk about some of you talked about the good things, but then I want also talk about the pressures. Yeah. Let's identify some of the pressures that come with adulthood, especially 20s, living in our 20s. Yeah. What are some of the pressures? Let's just identify them.
Identify just
Yeah, like just talk about it.
the very first pressure is mostly when you're in your mid-20s.
Yeah.
Money.
Gosh.
Most when you're in your mid-20s, when you're 22, you're still in campus. You're asking your parents for pocket money. You're
Yeah.
telling them handouts, yet there are no handouts. You're finding all the ways to get money.
Saint, gosh.
Sometimes,
I know, right? Hey.
I think when we're at campus, sometimes we told lies and you're like, hey, you tell lies and you're like, I think my parent knows, but I think they've just given me.
Hey.
They've just given, I think they know. But yeah, I think money, and then the other thing is finding a right partner. Like I personally, finding a right partner, a person that you're going to walk the journey and then marry this person, the person that you're going to marry. I think it's a very huge challenge right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Why is it a huge challenge?
Let's first identify the challenges and then we come to A.
I want to
Well,
first hear-
Please, let's first identify them.
because that is also a challenge.
Finding.
I think maybe for us. I don't know for you.
For
guys,
me,
but
I-
for him,
I-
yeah.
it was
Also for
personal,
me,
me,
it's
me,
a
for
challenge.
me.
But I would love to hear from Edward why that is a challenge. Yeah. What are those things that come with it that you're like, what do you be into? These are my fears when it comes to that particular area of my life. Yeah. What are that?
Can I? Yes.
Yeah.
I can.
Why is it a challenge? Yeah.
I can try to answer
Okay,
that.
you can try, yes.
Why it's a challenge? It is because first of all, as you grow up, remember you have been exposed to different experiences. Yeah. So remember being as you become 20, 21, 20, like grow, you have seen broken relationships.
You
seen
have been hurt before.
You have been hurt
Perhaps.
before. Yeah. You have. Over you
you've
hurt.
hurt.
You know, you hurt someone and you get. Yeah.
Okay, what if that person also hurts me?
Like you did.
So society.
Oh,
So you are surrounded. You are surrounded by different experiences. Yeah. Or you also have you've been exposed to a lot of knowledge, like you guys have said. Like you love reading. You've read people's stories. You've heard people's stories, and some may be, as much as some may be good, others may be scary. Like you're like. About to you get. Also, I feel like the nature of our society today, right now, currently, we are tulimu. There is a lot of mistrust. Huh? Our society encourages us to be alone, or like be in a fence alone for security. In order for you to have security, build a fence.
Exactly.
When you grow up, you want your children to be in a what?
In a fence.
In a fence. Why?
Protection.
Because you do not trust neighbor.
Anyone.
Even your closest neighbor. Like it's very weird
Nothing.
okay, this is embarrassing, but I don't know our neighbors. You get, but I don't know their
The next
names. Like, and yet I pass there. You get, so it's the
enough
nature.
fence.
Na baba ina face na what
everyone-
yeah.
Yeah.
So the same thing applies to like in it comes to your relationship life. Like you trust only what? Only you and your close proximity. So you do not want to expose that. I feel that is why it's a challenge. Also the fear to make mistakes. Naturally too,
Yeah.
because you're 20, you do not have time.
You don't have time.
Exactly.
You
Yeah,
don't have
yeah,
time
yeah,
to
yeah.
waste. What's taking it?
Time's gone.
Time is very apparent right now. Like when you're 20, I was when I was 20, I was in a relationship, but now I'm 25,
Uh-huh.
and I don't have time to make a mistake again. I don't wanna make a mistake again. No?
Yeah.
So I don't wanna try out. I don't want to say, okay, let me be in this way, let me try out, let's see how it goes. You never know, we shall. No, I don't have that time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yes,
Sure.
I'm dating you. I want to
Yeah,
get married
I want
to you.
I want to marry.
I want to
Okay,
marry
okay.
you.
I want to enter a relationship with Manyenti. This is it. This is it. I want to marry. I want to
Chagamba.
settle down with this person.
First wait,
Yes.
so what you're
I'm not.
trying to
I'm
say
not
is-
saying before when I dated.
Yeah, because there's dating before you even marriage
wait,
is
wait,
the
Even if
dating
you go
phase.
in dating,
Yes.
you
Emma,
need to know
Emma,
someone.
before
You need to
before
know co, but the
Emma,
marriage
I
thing
know
is a
co,
big
but you
step.
don't have
You
time
can't
to
just-
waste.
Emma,
You
Emma,
can't just make that,
Emma, before,
Yeah.
like, yes, I know. Before, I don't know. Have you been in a relationship? I've been in a relationship.
I have been
But
in a
before,
relationship.
before when I was in a relationship, when I was younger than this, the main thing that drove me was now the feels. Yes, this person is Christian. Okay, that's good. That was the number one principal thing. But then the feels. Eh? Sometimes
Spark.
inside you feel like the Spirit of God is telling you this is not the right person, but you love this person. You're like, you get.
The
But right
flesh
now,
is weak.
right now, I don't
Hey,
have that
you-
time.
The flesh is weak, eh? The body is weak. The spirit is
Really,
weak.
but exactly. But right now,
Yeah.
right now, it has dawned to me that I'm growing old. Man, I'm gonna be 26. In a few years, I'm gonna be 30. You see, I don't have that time to start fighting the Holy Spirit.
You want to abide by it.
Because I have feelings.
Sure.
Because I have feelings. I don't want to be driven by
Yeah.
feelings now.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't want to be driven by feelings. Now I want to go into this relationship. I know this is the person that I want. Exactly. That's why sometimes you crush on people. Sit back. Like that's why I told you. Like hold yourself. Sit back, judge, like weigh the emotions that you have for this person. Like sometimes when I was like 22, you're going to relate with this person, then in a week and you realize, oopsie, I don't think I like this person. But you're already in it. You're already in it.
You already are in camp to take a contact. No mkwana week 1.
Week 1, week 2. Week 2. So that's what I don't have right now. Week 2, I gave it. Na papa.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's.
I think I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I
I think-
absolutely agree with you. He has been talking about.
Can I say
Yeah,
something?
please.
One last thing. I think the other challenge is we young people, the way weddings are being done right now.
Pressure.
Especially in Gaba community church.
Now there are
What
200 people.
20 words.
There's that
2019.
30
Oh
weddings.
my.
2019. So I think we fear all the expenses that come along with that, and also I think before you even make a wedding, you're going to look at your friends like Emma musubira mu make. Lydia musubira mu make.
Wedding
Jeez,
budget.
Here we are coming big. We are coming
No.
big. We are going
But this is the reality. This is the reality, Emma. We're talking about reality. Emma, I can't look up at you ngai umpoka de kumi, umpoka de utano. You might have it. I don't know. I don't know.
Expectations are not
Exactly.
good
But
by
then
all.
most times weddings are made by your friends and family.
Yeah.
You get. So
Yeah.
you look around.
Yeah.
I want to my friends.
Yeah.
Most of them. But akatandika chikuba. So I
Batandika butandis.
have friends that have wedded, but sometimes you have a wedding like I think this year I had a wedding. I had like 3 weddings every month, and I had to contribute. You get like it weighed me down. Not because I didn't. Don't get me wrong. I didn't do it in a bad heart, but it was expensive. Waliwo abantu amungo inobawa. You get. So if I was marrying, there is no way, Emma, you're going to run away from contributing.
Yeah.
You get.
Actually,
Exactly. So I think we also fear that whole part of the finances.
For the wedding.
Yeah, for the wedding.
Yeah.
I don't know Kwanjula. Check
yeah.
wedding the Kwanjula.
But does it have to be a big deal? Like,
Binai.
It doesn't have
what
to.
was-
It's a big deal. It doesn't have to be a
Women
big
love
deal.
their
But then when you get there,
weddings, eh?
Emma,
Women
Isaac-
love their weddings.
Isaac, let me tell you this
German
thing.
doesn't-
Let me tell you this one thing. Like it doesn't have to be a big thing. That's what we
Yeah.
always think. But the moment when you get into it, you're gonna realize that there are things that are higher than you that you just can't exactly. Like you have parents want that. Uganda college.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
it.
Parents want to have that. So
Yeah.
Anyway,
So,
so
maybe also another pressure
Yeah.
that I would want to hint on, like as we grow up out there, or even within us, amongst church, there's a pressure to there's that pressure to go out and just live casually. Live casually. You know, you talk to your friends. They are staying with their girlfriends.
Yeah.
They are partying all night. You know, they are maybe drinking or doing whatever they're doing. So there's also that pressure of, you know. So there's that pressure, and also it comes from even from, you know, we see it on TV, we see it in the movies. So usually toli steady kale chiba changu okola ki.
Yes, you want, there is this mind that young people have. We mostly our age, like, we want to try out as much as possible before we can commit.
Yeah.
Like, now this is marriage time, so I wanna try out as much as I can before, cause Empeta Weluma. I have a friend who says Empeta Edward had Empeta Weluma. He'll be there. That's a lie. Yeah, of course it's a lie. It's a lie. But then he's not Christian. He's not born again. But he's like, Edward, you need to try out as much as you can, cause man, when you get married.
Your youth, eh?
So, but it's a lie, of course. It's a lie.
All right. So as we come to the end of this conversation, I would want to hear final remarks from, you know, actually the positives as well, but those could be included in the final remarks as we wrap up. Yeah. Maybe as you wrap up, you could tell us some of the positive things you've realized about adulthood. Yeah, the good things, because I believe tuchifunyemu ekintu kino newankubadde sometimes tukera nekitutuulira tukifunyemu sometimes. So let's who wants to go first?
Ladies first, as always.
Oh, Lydia. Ladies
Moment.
first.
As always. Yes, as always.
I think for me, the decisions are on me. I think it's kind of like the freedom.
Yeah.
I'm responsible for each and every choice and decision that I make. And I don't have anyone to blame. So whatever choice or decision that I'm making, it's on me and my God. Yeah. I think that's my remark.
Okay, that's a
And
good
it's
one.
also a positive freedom.
Freedom.
Though it can sometimes go on a negative or in the positive, but still the consequences are yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I think for me my positive about adulthood is you know, nga wagambe at the start, when you grow up otandika ofuna ku sente, money opportunities come. You know that money opportunity. People started trusting
Financial
you.
freedom.
Financial. So people started trusting you with financial responsibilities, which is a good thing. Yeah. And then they also give you opportunities that bring cash to you, which didn't happen usually when I was a teenager. When you're younger, people are like, mwana, kachali kato mwana. Sente tukawe milioni za fezi no just because it's just zone na you get it. So when you grow up, that's one thing I realized it's a good thing, and I like it. And also the wisdom that comes with when you grow. Yeah, like like for example, these days there are things I see. Nidabo omwana omuto nga akikola teenager neŋŋamba bambi. You get it? So bagala vibe. So sometimes I look at like, okay. And so that I have the wisdom or the laxity to like, it's cool. Like, you just relax or you just sit and pause about it and you be like, it's okay. Like no pressure, no what. So I like that feeling about adulthood.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
You wanna go? I could go.
Okay.
To me, I think one of the ups for being an adult is the ability to, how do I put it, to think more about your life in an intentional way. I think that's to be intentional about your life. Now that I've grown. When I was young, I used not to think about having a godly heritage. I was like, I think I could marry a Catholic, I could marry a Protestant. But then the way your parents bring you up, and then you realize, okay, I think I want to give my children what my parents gave me, or something even better than that. Okay? It becomes really clear to you that, okay, I think having a godly heritage is a very good thing.
very good thing. Yeah.
To me right now, it's very apparent. Like, it's very clear to me. And then the other thing is of course having the freedom to do.
You're free.
I don't want to say what you want because we are Christians, but to do mostly what you could, what you want. Let me just put it as what you want. What you want.
Prioritize your time the way you want to prioritize it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Doing what you want with a catch as being a born again, of course. Doing what you want, and then also the future becomes something that you don't see in the distance. There's something that you always fantasized
future.
about, but now your time is really apparent. Like time is the real thing. Like it's you get this mind that okay, time is really moving really fast, and I'm growing, and I'm living the future in the future right now. So it's very wise how I'm going to spend my time, you know, because you never know. I may die in the next 50 years. I may die tomorrow. See? So, but then what counts when I'm gone as a Christian? How have I lived my life? I want to go to heaven, and God says,
Well done.
yeah, well done, good and faithful servant.
Servant.
Enter into the joy of your master. You get? So that's something that I really think about as an adult.
Yeah.
All right.
Then,
Let's have-
yeah, I think we've said almost everything. Maybe one that we've not talked about, other than freedom, money, all that. One thing that I've enjoyed about being an adult, and I don't know if it's
Enjoyment.
you know, okay, I've found
Enjoyment.
myself in capacities, where I am ngaze boss.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah, like there's this one time when
Nice.
like, okay, it's not. I don't want to boast, but I think it's a privilege. Yeah? But so there's this one time when I work with a company. There's a company I work with. So they connected me to another company which needed help with the work that I do. So they were like, we want you to sit in with us in an online meeting and share with us how you do what you do. What you call what you share with us some tips somewhere.
So you're the guy giving expert knowledge.
Exactly. So
But
we
knowledge.
so we sit in this Zoom, and I'm there trying to. So usually they so Mr. Emma, how do you go about it? How do you go about this? So in a way, chimpa is sanyu. Okukula kwange kulese gundi eyo, like there's that God is trying to elevate me.
Yeah.
So because there's a point in time where I wasn't at that place. Right? So I think you know, in my young years, okay, we marked Samhain at least in 2000. I think there is more ahead. So you know, I need to put more time in myself so that God opens more doors.
Okay.
So I found myself in places where at least you know there's more there's that responsibility of we trust you and trust you with this.
And respect.
Yeah, and also we call upon you. You know, someone calls you and they really when they get ngolaba. Can we do this? Maybe let's do this. Let's try it. So you actually mubeeranga abakolachi abogerezeganya mukulu as equals. So nange chinsanyusa nti omuntu tamalaga ngambo bata tamalaga kolachi. Yeah. Amanyi nti I have a, let me look, you know, there's that thing where let me look at my schedule and get back to you.
I'll look at my schedule.
Yeah, so in a sense,
Nice.
growing up as an adult,
Yeah.
yeah. So I think about chiba chimpendoze, so meaning you should take yourself in a certain
Yeah.
way.
Okay.
Exactly.
Tomalaga.
Tamalaga. Yeah. I like that.
Nice
Yeah.
one. Oh, all right. Okay. Everyone has 30 seconds to just give your final remarks to our viewers, and then yeah, we'll have an end to this discussion.
Of course, this time let the host go first.
Okay.
I was gonna say ladies first,
You
but
guys.
then lady will be like, "Ah,
Okay.
this guy Jans did it."
Anyway, okay. So for me, one of the things I think I would want to say as we conclude, is one, as you grow up, there are pressures like we've talked about them. The pressure to get do this, do that, get married, get money, do that, like all those pressures, yeah. So as much as those pressures will still exist, you like do not bow down to most of those pressures. Yes, as much as you need to make the money, Do not allow you to put yourself in a position that puts you real down and forget every other thing in life, and you're like you're pressurized, yeah? You're pressurized to get money, you're pressurized to marry, you're pressurized to do this, to do that. Live within your means, yeah? Look at what you can afford and take everything one step at a time. We always get there. That's my
Yeah. I think for
final
me,
remark, yeah.
may I have two. The first one is, I think, mentorship.
Yep.
Mentorship. There are people who are older than us that have actually gone through life and they know everything. They may not know everything to the dot, but they have the experience. Whether it went negative for them or on a positive side, but it's something that we can learn from, because sometimes the pressures come and we feel like we are alone in the world, but people have gone through life and they're there. If you get the right person, I think they can help you to go through. My second one is, the pressures, yes, they're there, but sometimes we need to be nice to ourselves, because being
Be hard on
25
yourself.
now, I need to be like, Lydia, you graduated school. That's a big deal, you know?
Yeah,
That's a
that's
big
right.
deal.
Celebrate yourself.
Celebrate the small
Yeah,
win.
be nice to yourself. You know, Lydia, you have started buying, like, you've bought land, you've got a loan. Do you know?
Celebrate.
Celebrate, that's an achievement.
So the
Sometimes
business,
we
you
focus,
know?
you have businesses. They may not be running to the capacity that you
You want.
but it's something, you're getting money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so be nice to yourself.
Okay. All right, Edward.
As you said those things, Lydia and Isaac, I remember the scripture that says, whatever things are nice, whatever things are good, whatever things have virtue, like it goes like that. And then I was like, okay, as a young person, there are lots of things that we want to do. Right now is the time to make mistakes. Not the
That's
bad
right.
mistakes, not the
That's
bad
right.
mistakes.
Yeah.
Okay. It's time to risk.
Experiment.
Because
Yeah.
you don't want to risk
Yeah.
putting 100 million when you're 50, man. You see, you've saved 100 million and you're
that's
50 and
more
you risk it.
experiment,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right now is the time to do the things that you want to do. It's the time to draw closer to God. It's the time to live, to put out your whole and live. It's the time to live, actually. Let me just say it. It's the time to live.
Yeah.
Exactly. You don't want to be 50 and you look back and be like, I should have done that. I think I should have done the business.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think right now, as a person, as a young person, is the time to do the thing right now. I have a friend of mine. He used to always say, "Do the right thing now. Like, do it now. You get like don't
Right
have
now.
second thoughts. If you want to start a business, like do it.
Do it.
Like if you think you should do medicine and your parents are telling you don't be violent, but then you could explain to them. You get like follow your heart. You don't want to look back and be like, okay, Emma told me to do that, right? I want you to look back and be like, okay, I made this decision. It was a very bad decision, but I made it.
Yeah.
You get like you don't want to hold anyone accountable for your mistakes. So exactly. So right now is the time to draw closer to God. Pursue the things, the desires of your heart, because God gives us the desire. The Bible says He works in us both to will and to do. So you have the will, you have the desire in you. So go and do it. It might be hard. Just do it. Try out. Karonaja kuwa grace as you do.
Yeah.
So
That's right.
yeah.
Thank you. But what I can say, thank you guys. Really, those are really nice insights. What I can say about my final remarks is, as a young person, one thing that you should know, or that you should have, or that I can, a parting shot. Find something that you love to do. Something, whatever it is. Yeah? Find something that you love to do. When you find that thing, be good at that thing. Because the problem would be toyagala okaddiwe otuke yomaso, and you don't know really to do anything. So find something, get something, do something, and do it with all your heart. Take him so that that skill or whatever thing it is, over business, just do that thing very, very well, and be the best at it. Because at some point you need people as you grow up. There is a great need for people who know what they know. People don't like mediocres.
Exactly.
People don't like mediocres. And there's this scripture that says, in whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as you do it for God, not for men. So there's this problem of people working for money. It's not bad. You can work for money. Eh? But as you're working in your workplace, serving a media, serving a work at it with your heart as if you're working for God. That's a distinction. Work for God, not for men. Don't work for human approval. Don't work for people to praise you. No. Work as if you're working for God.
And not only ministry only, even
Not-
work, even work itself.
Even work. Ubiri yojokulira yo mu company obokulira wa. Oba bakusasula bukadde 10 oba butano. I don't know. Just work at it. But as a mindset, for God, as working for God, not for men. And then lastly is the world is harsh, it's dangerous out there. You need Jesus. You need Jesus to help you you need God, you need salvation, right?
Nice,
So
nice one.
it is I don't know. I've seen a lot of other religions. I've seen a lot of other other people sharing their thoughts about life, about modernity. What the world changes every day. That at least I know. The world we myaka 10 emabega abakazi bali maybe tebakola kino. Maybe modernity choose people are allowed to do this, or people maybe back then people were like nedda abakazi bambala skati kati abakazi bambala mpale. People back there edda abantu bagambanga maybe tokkirizibwa kukola kino. So people are just living their lives the way they're living it. So the world is changing, and there are some good changes. There are some very dangerous changes. Pastor Ivan was here last week telling us about how, maybe right now people are free to maybe change their agenda, to do whatever they want to. The world is literally changing every day. So, but the only constant is one, and that is Jesus. Bible techukangako, techukangako. So you should hold on to the constant. There's one constant in this world. The world is going to change in good and bad ways, but there's a constant, and that constant is what? Is Jesus. So you should hold on to Jesus.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you very much for watching the YoTime show. I would like to let you know that we are this is our last YoTime show this year, and we'll be doing the show again next year. But we are going to be resuming again next year, which will be in January. This is the team actually responsible for having this show. So today, we thought it fit to talk about this with the whole team right here.
There are people that are not here. Please don't forget that.
Yes, there are other people that are not here. We love them.
In the background.
They're probably there. Yeah. So we love you very much. Like I told you when we are beginning, the YoTime show is proudly sponsored by Gaba Community Church. Do not forget to always subscribe to our pages. We are on YouTube, Gaba Community Church, on Facebook, Gaba Community Church, Instagram, Gaba Church, and then Twitter, Gaba_Church. We love you very much, and keep staying tuned. And come around, say hi to us, and we love you very much. See you guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Your faithful giving helps impact others with love and hope of Christ. To make a secure giving online, go to our website, gabachurch.org, click on Give to GCC, enter the amount you want to give, fill in your details and card details, and you are done. You can give through your mobile using MTN Mobile Money or Airtel Money. For MTN Mobile Money users, dial *165 *1 #1. Enter the number 0773 254 660 and put the amount and reason if it is tithe offering or Thanksgiving gift, then send. For Airtel Money users, dial *185 *1 #1 #.